In the heart of the desert, where the sun blazes relentlessly and the winds whisper secrets of despair, deployed resources emerged as a titan of industry, transforming the landscape of immigration detention into a lucrative enterprise. Founded by a group of former military logistics experts, the company initially aimed to provide temporary housing solutions for disaster relief. However, the shifting tides of U.S. immigration policy, particularly under the Trump administration, opened a new frontier for profit: tent detention facilities for immigrants at the southern border. As the political climate grew increasingly hostile toward immigrants, Deployed Resources seized the opportunity to expand its operations. The company's tent facilities, sprawling and stark against the arid backdrop, were marketed as quick and efficient solutions to the surging number of individuals seeking asylum in the United States. With a slick website and polished presentations, they portrayed themselves as humanitarian saviors, capable of managing the chaos that ensued from the government's hardline stance on immigration. Yet, the reality was far more complex. The company capitalized on the Trump administration's plans to detain immigrants prior to deportation, which was framed as a necessary measure for national security. Contracts poured in from federal and state agencies eager to implement the controversial policies, and Deployed Resources was ready to deliver. They built massive tent cities, equipped with basic amenities, but devoid of any semblance of warmth or comfort. Each facility was a stark reminder of the human cost behind the profit margins, where individuals seeking refuge were reduced to mere statistics in a government ledger. Inside these tents, the immigrant experience was marked by uncertainty and fear. Families were separated. Children were left to navigate their new reality without the comfort of their parents. The facilities, often overcrowded and under-resourced, became breeding grounds for anxiety. Individuals who had fled violence and persecution were now confined in a space that felt more like a prison than a sanctuary. The harsh conditions were exacerbated by the lack of adequate healthcare, psychological support, and legal assistance, leaving many to grapple with their trauma in isolation. Deployed Resources thrived on the very policies that stripped these individuals of their dignity. As the company expanded, so too did its influence in the political arena. Lobbyists, once mere whispers in the halls of power, became vocal advocates for the continuation and expansion of detention practices. The company's executives forged relationships with key figures in the administration, positioning themselves as indispensable partners in the fight against illegal immigration. This access allowed them to shape policy discussions, ensuring that their business model remained intact even as public sentiment began to shift. The implications of this practice reverberated beyond the confines of the tent cities. Communities across the nation began to grapple with the moral and ethical ramifications of detaining immigrants en masse. Activist groups rallied against the inhumane treatment of individuals seeking asylum, igniting a broader conversation about human rights and the values that the country stood for. Protests erupted, drawing attention to the plight of those trapped in the web of detention, while the media shone a light on the conditions within these facilities. Yet, Deployed Resources continued to thrive, its profits soaring as the demand for detention facilities grew. The company's success was a stark reminder of how the intersection of politics and profit could lead to the commodification of human suffering. As the years went by, the tent cities became permanent fixtures, a symbol of a system that prioritized profit over humanity. In the end, the story of Deployed Resources serves as a cautionary tale about the lengths to which companies will go to capitalize on human desperation. It reveals the intricate dance between policy and profit, where the most vulnerable bear the brunt of decisions made in boardrooms far removed from their struggles. As the nation continues to grapple with its immigration policies, the legacy of these tent detention facilities will linger, a haunting reminder of the cost of profit in a world where humanity often takes a backseat to business.